Joining me right now on FootballNewsNow.com from the Oakland Raiders, Mr. Jay Richardson. Jay, how are you, sir?
I'm doing very good. How about you?
Doing pretty good. Thanks for taking the time to speak with me.
No problem at all.
Now, the last time you and I spoke over the summer, you were getting ready to head into training camp, and you had mentioned that you were even, thinking that you were going to get the opportunity to compete for the starting left end job, and obviously a lot has happened since that time. I mean, knee injury, surgery, being released, then brought back and placed on IR. What has this whole experience been like for you?
Oh, it's been a roller coaster, man. It's been up and down. A lot of unexpected things have happened. Once again, I was having a pretty good camp up until the injury. Everything was going good. I was having a good camp. I was kind of rotating in and out the left spot and rotating at the right spot, doing well. And then, boom, got the knee injury. And then a week later had surgery, and then that slowed me down. And then not being able to play any preseason games and knowing that I probably wouldn't be healthy for the first regular season game or so, they made the decision to release me and put me on IR. Then we got the injury settlement worked out, so now I am officially an unrestricted free agent.
Well, welcome to the world of free agency. We'll definitely cover that in a second. But can you talk a little bit about what happened that caused the injury out at camp?
It wasn't on a specific play. I think during that day of practice, I remember just feeling kind of a weakness in a certain spot in my knee for whatever reason. I had aggravated something, and then I guess I kept going on it, and then I think I pushed it, and I think there was a small medial tear in my meniscus. So it wasn't anything major, but it was enough to keep me out for a few weeks, and they just happened to be a few of the most crucial weeks of camp. So.
Well, now, were you surprised that the Raiders decided to place you on IR rather than, I guess, giving you time to heal and compete this year?
A little bit. I definitely was. I think, even some of the coaches were surprised that happened too, and some of my teammates were surprised that happened. But, I kind of understand it just because of the number situation and them not keeping as many D linemen as usual, and me being hurt, them having to go into the season, with their roster figured out as far as guys who they're going to be able to count on to be able to play right away, and they didn't feel like I was close enough to being ready to play. So that I can understand.
And how's the knee now?
Feels great. 100% cleared to play, ready to roll.
So you've been to the doctors, and doctors say, go out and play, Jay?
I actually got cleared this morning.
Well, let's talk a little bit about free agency before you reach the injury settlement. Speaking of which, when did you get your settlement?
We got everything pretty much worked out this week.
Have you had any feelers yet from other NFL teams?
Yes, definitely.
Anything that you can mention?
No, nothing I'm at liberty to disclose right now, but there was definitely some interest in. I would probably say here in the next, 2 to 5 weeks, it'll probably be pretty, pretty obvious. Now,
I understand in addition to moving on from the Raiders, you've also moved on and changed representation. Who are you with now, Jay?
Joel Siegel.
Talk to me a little bit about what prompted that move.
Really, he's just a, wonderful guy, wonderful agent, kind of goes above and beyond the call of duty, kind of goes out of his way to make sure everything's, taken care of, very prompt, very on time, very, very, how do I put it, very involved guy with his clients, and got a huge network, tons of contacts, and, can really do a lot for you. And I just think he definitely offered a lot to a potential client. So I definitely went ahead and made that move.
What's the relationship been like since you signed with him, and then of course you got injured? Has he been there for you? Pretty supportive?
He's been unbelievably supportive. Very, 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 very active in trying to get some things worked out and taking care of the settlement and everything. He was wonderful with that, and he's been really active with other teams, and that's why he's the guy.
And last question about the Raiders before we cut them off completely. They came out of the starting block last Sunday and really seemed to struggle a lot against the Titans. We had talked earlier, and you were even thinking that the team had a potential to get 10 wins under their belt this year. I mean, do you still see that as a possibility?
Sure. I mean, it was a rough start, for the fellas. you got to realize they played a pretty tough team, and most teams start off slowly, offensively off, and start off a little slow. I thought at times the defense looked really good. You take away maybe one or two runs, and they actually did a pretty solid job on Chris Johnson. But once again, big plays here and there, and special teams were kind of hit or miss. They got to pick it up a little bit, and we need some help on the offensive line as far as just protecting our quarterback. If we could do a good job of protecting, the quarterback and continuing to protect the ball, I don't think there was too many turnovers. I think there was one or two maybe. So we can take care of the ball better, and honestly, just protect Jason. I think those guys will win a lot of games.
Now, lots been going on with you, Jay, but I understand a lot more has been going on with your mother. Actually, she's becoming quite the celebrity. Talk to me a little bit about what she's been up to recently.
Oh well, she is now officially the new spokesperson for Campbell Soup's Women's Heart Health for 2011, starting next year, and that's a huge opportunity for her. I think she's gonna do a great job with it, but she's basically gonna be the new Campbell Soup mom, so to speak, for lack of a better term. She'll be taken out there, and they'll do some photo shoots, a little bit of commercial stuff, and she'll really just be able to speak out, and that's kind of her niche anyway. She loves to do a lot of public speaking, and really her biggest thing she enjoys most, I guess, is talking to parents of athletes, parents who have kids in college sports or pros, and just kind of helping them, or even high school too, and just kind of helping them with the ups and downs of being a parent who has a son or a daughter that's an athlete, and trying to help, I guess, coach the parents, through that whole process. So I think that's pretty cool.
Well, good for her. Any chance we'll see you and her taking over for Donovan McNabb and his mom on TV?
I tell you what, there's definitely a good shot. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, so far so good.
Any last words or goodbyes or anything along those lines?
Oh, I definitely send a big Twitter shout out to Raider Nation and just thanking them for my time there and for being some of the greatest fans I've ever been around. So it's been a wonderful ride.
All right, Jay. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us this evening, and we look forward to speaking again with you in 2 to 5 weeks when we know what the future holds, my friend.
Thank you very much.